Amazon hired an influential Democratic pollster to fight the Staten Island union drive. So Amazon
Wow.
put $4.3 million into union busting this last year because they knew that the Alabama warehouse was unionizing, and they knew, what was it, late summer, early fall, that New York City was unionizing. And so they hired a firm called Global Strategy Group, which White House press secretary and soon-to-be MSNBC star Jen Psaki actually left the Obama White House to go and work for in 2011, I think. Well, she didn't work for the White House. She worked for the Obama State Department. My bad. But they produced all kinds of anti-union materials, videos, and things like that, certain slogans. They coined phrases like one team working together. And here's this is amazing. Unpack it. Get the facts about unions. So this was not just like anti-Amazon. Like, get the facts about unions. Just across the board, anti-union smear jobs. This was a slogan repeated on Amazon's anti-union website, unpackjfk8.com. Let's take a look at this.
Wow.
Thanks for making your voice heard. Let's keep working directly together at JFK8. Who is the ALU? What is a union? Will I have to pay dues? What is a union election? Notice the no box is checked in that graphic. This was put together by the Global Strategies Group, which worked for a pro-Biden super PAC in the run-up to the 2020 race. Look, you could just see. You just see who is the ALU. The ALU has no experience representing any associates anywhere. The ALU has never negotiated a union contract anywhere. The ALU has never managed the millions of dollars it would receive from your paychecks as dues. This also means the ALU has no track record that you can use to judge whether their representation would be worth it to you or not. These are the hired hands of the supposed most pro-union president ever, Joe Biden. And so if this doesn't tell you how utterly fucking hopeless the Democratic Party is, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. And what's most inspiring about Chris Small's story is that he didn't need the help of AOC or Bernie Sanders or anybody. He just did it himself with his team and his coworkers.
I saw an interesting segment the other day. I think it was on the Hill, about how Democrats are not running with the progressive label, because basically, I mean, that was inevitable that was going to get poisoned, because as soon as it became popular, you had all of these neoliberals started calling themselves progressives. So now they're running as populists. And I think that is, look, there is a lot of overlap between the populist right and the populist left. There is. And because ultimately comes down to economics for both groups. And eventually that is probably just going to become a mass movement of the working class and the working poor, ultimately, which hopefully will coalesce around either a third party. I can't even say
we don't even
really
need a third
find
party,
a path in either one of the parties we have.
We just need everyone around our age, right? Like when we were kids and we had to wait until like the dumb grown-ups in charge got out of the way. But since they can stay in power till they're 90, that's not going to happen until we take those spots.
Well, look, I mean,
right?
Here's a problem with that. And look, we did a segment about how AOC, tried to jump out in front of the parade of the Amazon victory, even though she really provided no support. Chris himself said, she was MIA when he asked her to show up. Even these progressive Democrats, the younger millennial progressive Democrats, the problem is that even if you are whatever you want to call yourself, we can call it progressive, we can call it populist, right? Whatever. If you're for $15 minimum wage, or you should be for more than that right now, Medicare for all, right? All that stuff. As much as your heart might be in the right place and your head might be in the right place policy-wise, which, look, I think, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, I think their heads and hearts are in the right place. The problem is when you run as a Democrat, you have no power as this populist progressive. You have no power unless the Democrats are the majority party. which means at the end of the day, you have to toe the party line. Like going into the midterms this year, they're not going to be able to say in October 2022, how dare Joe Biden not cancel student debt? What a fucking piece of shit. They can't say that because
right, because
when their party loses the majority, they have no power. And so whatever their intentions are, whatever their policies are, wherever their heart is, they ultimately are invested in the success of the Democratic Party, which, as our friend Anis Shivani so aptly put it, is the main carrier of the neoliberal virus. And so if you are invested in that party to the point where at the end of the day, you must support them because you need them to be in the majority because they are the vehicle, they are the vessel, rather, through which you exercise your power, then that's just not going to work.